Welcome everybody. Today we are smoking the Vereda from Crowned Heads by John Huber. This here today is a 56 ring gauge by somewhere around 6.5 inches and thus called appropriately so the number 56.
Correct.
And there are a few special things about this Vitola, or this line, sorry.
Yeah, for sure. First and foremost, when we had John Huber on our podcast about half a year ago or so, he was talking about a specific project that he was doing with EP Carrillo, Ernesto Perez Carrillo, famously of the cigar brand of the same name. And this was the brand that he was hinting on, La Vereda. So the name comes from the Buena Vista Social Club, El Camino a la Vereda, I believe. And that's a song that Ernesto used to play in the factory when they were working. But beyond that, the cigars themselves are Crowned Head's most expensive and most premium cigars, you could say. And this is for a couple of actual reasons. I really love when cigar brands put out some more expensive cigars that are actually backed up by logic. So it's an all Nicaraguan blend with a shade grown wrapper, which is very fascinating because it's not very dark, but it's much darker than a Connecticut shade. But they also put some more focus on quality control, and this bumps up the price quite a bit as well. So basically there are 7 pairs of rollers, so 14 rollers that are allowed to work on these cigars, and they can only work at 60% rate. So they make 40% less cigars than normal, which means they're making less cigars and focusing more on the quality per cigar. So this is a book right out of the Arturo Fuente factory, because this is the exact way Arturo Fuente worked with their most prestigious brands and lines to keep the quality up, basically. So yeah, what do you think about the way it looks, lad?
I mean, it's very elegant.
Quality wise?
It's great wrapper. It's, I mean, very
uniform.
Yeah, exactly. And the just presentation of the footband and the La Vereda logo is beautiful. They make very good hats as well. This one fits perfectly. Just I mean, it's a big cigar, and
not something we usually. Oh wow, yeah, perfect draw. Right off the bat, as I popped on this, perfect draw. The light up was super easy, and the burn line is very sharp. So far, very, very good. It's got quite a lot of spice. I can taste that mineral, earthy Nicaraguan tobacco right off the bat, and a ton of spice. Now, that is not something that will be super telling. A lot of cigars, even light cigars, can sometimes kick off with a lot of spice.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this progresses. But I have to say, the quality right off the bat is absolute perfection. The combustion is perfect, the wrapper is burning, razor sharp, and the airflow of the draw is on the dot, perfect. Not too tight, not too loose. It's absolutely perfect. Now I'm getting a lot of smoke as well. What do you think? The first puffs.
Well, first of all, a 56 ring gauge absolutely takes some more time to light up than a regular cigar.
That's true.
First takes, like incredibly nice taste here with some spiciness and not too much, but a little bit of nuttiness.
Okay.
Very nice taste.
Yeah, the spices dying down a lot. Yeah, it's complete. Wow. Yeah, it's a nougat sweetness now. Let's cut back in the first third because this is clearly evolving quite a lot, and we can gather our thoughts as this progresses and see you in a bit. All right, so we're about 10 minutes in. I was just saying to Ruben how I thought it was burning quite fast, but evidently it's not really because there is 10 minutes is quite a long time for it to just be here. What do you think?
I mean, just very nice start to the cigar. It's got this like very long finish. I feel you can just sort of puff and then lay it down and just it really just fills with flavor
Yeah.
and keeps coming for a long time after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were also talking about the body,
For
and yeah, I feel it's really quite there, just in the middle, right?
Right.
The medium body,
Yeah, spot on.
but just that lingering, finish on it.
Yeah,
just
lots of flavor,
keeps holding
but
it.
in a sort of medium body presentation.
Exactly.
It's really nice. It is, and I was mistaken in the beginning. I was saying it was a full Nicaraguan. There is some Dominican filler in this, which I should add. But other than that, it's very Jalapa based, which is the region in the Dominican or in Nicaragua. It's usually, I mean, the way I associate it is not quite as punch you in the face heavy as Esteli tobacco in Nicaragua. So and that is, I mean, it's sort of being reflected here with the body, as we were saying.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like at this time of day as well. We're smoking it just after lunch, and it's not too heavy at all for
Perfect.
for this time. And we also mentioned that it was the most expensive cigar released by Crown Heads to date. And for those interested, the MSRP in the United States is between $19 and $21, depending on the size. So this one as the biggest of the bunch.
Yeah, which is it is, and in the States that is a little more on the pricey side, and understandably so. So far, I mean, it's hard to comment too much after just 1/3, or into the first third, but it is living up to that in terms of quality and flavor, I feel. And to expand on sort of the notes, it has a lot. Now it's super creamy. I think it's very creamy.
Definitely.
It's got. It was nougaty. You were saying nuts, and I was looking at you a little strange because I was just getting earth and spice when you said that. Then a couple puffs in, that nuttiness expanded, and it's like a sweet nougat with a chocolate.
Exactly, and no spice right now.
Zero. The retrohale is also silky smooth. I mean, retrohale is absolutely silky. I know the tobacco is aged at least 3 years, so that probably includes the fillers. So it is quite aged tobacco, which is evident. But it is a very medium, full flavored, but nice sweet flavors. I feel like it's a very desserty sort of flavor profile. I feel like
Exactly, and it feels very like the flavors don't feel so distinct. I mean, they feel very
it's a symphony
intertwined. So exactly.
Yeah,
And that,
I agree.
Yeah.
The balance is perfect so far. I definitely, and that is also a good sign of a high quality cigar when the balance is good.
So far impressions, as you can tell, pretty
I'm
much
impressed.
enjoying it
I'm very much
a lot.
impressed.
So
Yeah, we'll get back to you guys around the halfway mark there and see how it changes. That's another telltale sign of a good cigar, right? When it's complex as well.
Exactly.
So we'll get back to you guys then, and let's see. Okay, so about 35 minutes in, close to 40 minutes. Ruben's ass is holding up.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you a bit closer. I don't know if it's focusing
Before
or
you
not.
drop
it. Exactly. Wanted to show off the perfect construction here.
Yeah.
Incredibly nice draw, which is also how it's been keeping it so nice now. And yeah, we were comparing sizes here, and they're quite similar.
Yeah, your ash just held on a little more. Like you said, construction is perfection. I just actually did a test where I just let it sit down for about 3 minutes, took a puff, perfect. And that's the sort of stuff that when you're paying more than $15, I'd say, as just a random number, but somewhere around there, you have to make sure the construction is perfect. That's one of those things where if that's not it, if that's not on, then you're going to be disappointed. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect.
Exactly.
And the notes are there to back it up, right? What do you think?
Absolutely. No, yeah, I was just gonna say with the construction, we're also sitting outside and it's a bit windy, and I mean they're burning perfectly.
Yeah.
But yeah, to the notes and flavors, they turn kind of darker. The darker fruits. I sense some raisin and cherry, especially on the finish with the sweetness.
Yeah, I agree. Darker fruits is entering. It is less nutty. I think the nuttiness has pretty much gone away. You got some spice when you were puffing on a little more.
Yeah,
did that
especially on the retrohale, I guess, wasn't as creamy as in the first third.
Yeah, for me that's just a good thing though. It's adding more complexity. I'm getting a lot more dark chocolate as well. I got some lighter chocolate in the first third. There we go. But I'm getting more darker chocolate now, so it's really nice. It's still medium body for sure, I think. medium bodied, not a lot of strength in terms of like how the nicotine is hitting. So yeah, it's delicious. That's adding to the complexity. That's just bonus points for this cigar. And everything is pretty delicious, I think. So it's still continuing on well, right?
Absolutely. And the slight shift in flavor is also very nice.
Right. Yeah. Complexity is always a good thing. So let's get back to you guys in the end. We'll give our final thoughts and our final score and all that stuff, and see you then. All right. So about an hour and 20 minutes in, a solid smoke time for a Toro-ish cigar of this size, I think. And we're outdoors, I think in a lounge, you're looking at 2 hours probably.
Yeah, probably.
The construction, again, let's touch on it one last time.
It was absolutely perfect. We didn't even have to touch up and both of these cigars. And I had one little runner in the middle here that corrected itself and just evened out to a really nice burn. Just right before we started filming, actually, I ashed again. So it was 2 beautiful big ashes throughout the smoke.
Yeah. So like I said before, when you're selling a cigar for this price, the construction has to be perfect. 2 examples here, and they were spot on, and that's fantastic. And for me, the notes were also, and the flavor profile was just spectacular. I was saying to Ruben before, this is really what I'm looking for. So of course, you know, my score will be high, but that is a lot, because this is a medium-bodied cigar, flavorful all throughout. Really nice sweet notes, like in the beginning, with nuttiness, then some sweeter fruit notes, and now in the end I'm getting much more earth and a little bit of spice now, actually, which makes it just all that more interesting, which is really nice. What did you get here by the end?
The notes?
Yeah.
I didn't see a huge shift from like the darker fruits, except for some of the spiciness that you were talking about, and that sort of shift. But the distinct shift, I think, was between the first and second, third for me, where the creaminess more faded into the darker fruits sweetness. But yeah, a cigar that changes throughout, and the beautiful construction. Yeah, I think I'm ready to give my score.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it a 92.
Okay, nice. That's a good score. My thought was 94, even. So even a little bit higher, but both are very, very high. It's a great cigar. For me, like I said, this is pretty much what I'm looking for. And for me, this is one of those cigars that really lives up to the price as well. You can't too often say that. When you're getting up to $20 with the amount of stuff that's available at a lower price, I feel like this one really lives up to it, right?
I'd agree with that, absolutely. I mean, this was just the presentation of the cigar in itself, and how it delivered as well. I'd say was definitely not a disappointment for that price if you paid for it, and really
well
nice.
worthy of being like the crowned head's crown jewel, maybe you could say.
Exactly.
At least this new regular production release. So one last thing, I think this is also a really good cigar for people that want to try non-Cuban cigars, that like Cuban cigars, much like the Crowned Heads Mil Dias. I think John Huber and Crowned Heads are really good at making cigars that are very flavorful, but that don't have a massive punch of spice, a massive punch of bold earth, and a very full body. And I know that's something that people DM us about and complain about when they're trying non-Cubans and they're going for Cuban cigars, from Cuban cigars, because Cuban cigars are much lighter on the spectrum, and a lot of people find it difficult to sort of process those very heavy blends. And this one and the Mil Dias also from Crowned Heads are really good if you want to have a different sort of flavor from that Cuban profile, but still a similar sort of package, I feel.
I think that's a very good summarizing point to make here.
Great cigar, a pleasure to try, and we're happy to, I think, be the first ones to review this, actually.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm also excited to see what other people say and see how off we are with these notes that we have.
Exactly. Want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
But a huge thanks to John Huber and Crowned Heads for this very, very nice smoke.
For sure, yeah. Fantastic cigar. And thanks to you guys, of course, also for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we like these cigars. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.